The house stood on a deserted street, rising among the old trees whose shadows danced in the moonlight. The wooden door, worn out over time, had a faded color. The rusty hinges on it hinted at the former beauty of the door, once adorned with bright yellow paint. As the door creaked open with a groan, it seemed to release a silent scream echoing through the abandoned house. The house was located in a small town in the northeast of America. The town, seemingly forgotten and left to its fate, harbored many houses like this one. However, this particular house had gained a reputation that even those who heard a ghostly whisper chose to stay away. Our characters were a group of friends from the town's youth. One night, their curiosity and courage led them towards this deserted house. In the darkness of the night, they ascended the creaky wooden stairs, and the only disturbance to the surrounding silence was the sound of their footsteps and the rapid beating of their hearts. Inside the house, they roamed between rooms illuminated by moonlight filtering through dusty curtain windows. Old portraits adorned the walls, and the faded paintings on them reflected the echoes of the past. Furniture, worn-out sofas with peeling upholstery, and ancient wooden tables carried the whispers of times gone by. However, this silence soon underwent a change. A faint sound of footsteps, lightly gliding on the old wooden floor, emanated from one of the rooms. As the friends looked at each other, they headed towards the room and opened the door. The room was empty, except for an old piano in one corner. Without leaving any visible trace, the keys played, accompanied by a haunting melody as if played by a ghostly hand. The friends, eyes wide open, stared at each other as the door suddenly slammed shut, leaving them alone in the room. Despite their attempts to open the door, they failed. The door stood locked as if sealed, and the haunting piano melody resonated, growing louder. Helpless, the friends clung to each other, waiting. The piano melody continued to play, with a melancholy that sent shivers down their spines. Suddenly, the door shook, and the old paintings on the walls fell, shattered. The room seemed to come to life with the anger of a resurrected ghost. The friends, in fear, tried to leave the room, but the door wouldn't budge. The piano melody continued to rise, taking on a terrifying scream. Eventually, a dark silhouette emerged from the mist that appeared in the middle of the room, approaching the friends. With each step, the atmosphere around it grew colder. The silhouette transformed into a figure with glowing eyes in the darkness, and, along with the surrounding fog, disappeared. After a moment of silence, the town was shaken by the screams emanating from the abandoned house. However, when the door opened by itself the next day, there was no one inside. Only the haunting piano melody blended with the silence, spreading through the night. A day later, as the townspeople passed by the front of the abandoned house, they claimed to still hear the sorrowful piano melody from inside. However, no one lived in that house. The friends, that night, had been taken over by a dark entity within the abandoned house and never returned.